Hey, buddy.
Hey guys,
Hey,
how
what's
are
going
you?
How's it going, man?
Great seeing you guys.
We're the Britanys, and this is a podcast we do. What up?
That's a great start.
Are
What's
you
go-
in Brooklyn?
No, I'm in Manhattan actually.
Where about?
I'm in the Upper East Side, in 83rd and York, which is Yorkville, not the Upper East Side. Yeah, something
I
like
had a friend that grew up on 79th and York. And,
Uh-huh.
and Jake is a uptown boy. Jake and
Yeah, I
Burke.
grew up on 96 in Madison with the other guy over there that has my last name, Burke Williams. Also 96 in Madison. That's my brother. What up, dog? You just got back from France. How was Big France? Paris town.
2 weeks in Paris. Beautiful. You know, they didn't want to let me in, but they certainly were happy to let me go.
Talk about when you were trying to get on the flight, because I heard it from our mother that we both share because we are brothers. What happened at Air France?
I got the JFK, and I didn't think there'd be any issues at I thought they would do it Ellis Island style and check me for the mumps when I got over there and then send me back the 8 hours. But they just asked straight point blank. They're like, the guy's like, and you are you have dual citizenship too? And I'm like, no. And are you two married? And then he's like, oh, that's going to be a problem.
You barely have one citizenship, let alone two.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty much, you know, I stoically said, you go on, you have a good time, as we had already talked about. This was not really maybe.
Your fiance.
For context, Burke's fiance is French.
Yeah, I should have said that. She is French. She has the dual citizenship. I do not. I was told no at Air France, and then some miracle magic woman, as my fiance and I were embracing, and she was crying. It was a whole thing. Some Air France magic woman comes over and said, "Stop crying. Keep hugging. Stop crying. Can you prove that you are together? Can you prove that you are together?"
Sing anything from Les Mis just to really get that sort of proletariat French thing going on? How much of Les Mis do you need to sing at check-in at Air France?
I didn't need to.
No, it's Moulin Rouge. You got to sing Moulin Rouge, and then you get in.
The Moulin Rouge or Les Mis, because I mean, those are two different flights entirely. If you're doing Les Mis, you're going from coach to first class to take over. You're doing Moulin Rouge. It's all the party's in the back.
Yeah,
I love going to. Yeah, nothing like Pigalle. Going to Pigalle, going to the Moulin Rouge Museum, and seeing all those old-timey corsets, and really, it's very sultry, and the kids can even enjoy it too. It's the coolest.
Is it a height limit to go into the Moulin Rouge, or is it an age limit for the children? Like a roller coaster, is it a height or is it an age?
If you can see the woman's belly button, you can get in.
There you go. If you can see button, that shows a start.
Was it pretty similar to here in terms of like restaurant wise?
In terms of our Moulin Rouge?
No, for Corona.
Oh, the Roni.
They wear masks, but not sitting down. It's pointless. It's like they'll fine you. The difference is they'll fine you if you're not wearing a mask. But then as soon as you sit down outside, everybody's free balling it.
That's how it is here, though. It's like, yeah, you wear a mask all day, and then you sit down, and it's like it doesn't even. Yeah,
and then they were previously, just when I got there, pretty much. They made bars stop at 10 o'clock because in the South it flared up again.
So fucking un-American of France to do that.
It is un-American. I mean, that's just especially when that's just when the party's getting started. And I want
all of the masks in Paris. Does everyone's mask? Is it like a Matisse painting or something? Is it like next level masks? Do they have beautiful 18th century corsets as their masks?
I could only wish. But what they do is, I don't know if they do that here. They wrap it around their arms when they're sitting down. They tie off like junkies.
Oh, so that's very classy.
That's a look.
Cool.
You could bring that back to the States.
No, they do that here.
Okay. It's badass.
But up on the biceps, yeah. They're big, old, strong mask arms.
And the museums were open, or everything was pretty much closed? Or
oh, yeah, baby. It was open. Open and empty.
Open. Oh, that's great.
Uncle Burke just wandering around with a little wine buzz, just touching all the artifacts.
Yeah. Did you go to some cute little? Because you can buy that sweet raspberry wine in any grocery store, right? So were you double fisting those little bottles?
Absolutely.
Walking around the streets, looking at, basically, you were living midnight in Paris. You are Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I'm Hemingway. I'm F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'm Great Gatsby.
I'm feeling really Great Gatsby this morning. This is a Great Gatsby day. I got this guy here. We're eventually going to talk about your movie, but this is just how this.
Lucas, you're looking like Johnny Depp, pre-cancellation.
Did you see he got canceled?
No.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a cancellation.
There are some great photos of Jonathan Depp's. He's just like asleep in the middle of the afternoon, and there's like what looks like bad cocaine and like shitty whiskey. It really looks like me 4 years ago.
Cocaine and whiskey, and I think that the signs are pointing to maybe not a healthy thing going on.
Johnny Depp looks like he went to Sarah Lawrence like last year. He looks like a college student.
I heard that he has like just a castle that he
spends like $2 million a year on wine. And he has like some crazy budget where he spends like $1 million a year on just wine.
I'm trying to invite random people just for the lonely. Trying to get into the castle.
Are you trying to get a Johnny Depp lifestyle going on?
Minus
dude, you got to get yourself into Wicked Vampires, or what is it called? LA Vampires?
LA Vampire.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they rock.
With Alice Cooper.
You know about them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his band, right?
They rock so hard, they rock.
Wait, have you seen him? Speaking of they have that manager who was Alice Cooper's manager, I think, forever. I saw that music doc, and
you loved that one.
He was just like this like weird fucking like crazy manager guy, and I think he's the it like ends with Hollywood Vampires. He's like, this is the new project, super band.
Shep Gordon.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but
Chef Gordon Ramsay.
He could open up a restaurant called Chef Gordon. Yeah.
Chef Gordon.
All right, so we should probably ask some questions about.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about Johnny Depp for the entire hour. So.
Have you pretty much shot your entire doc?
No, not yet. We just shot we started to shoot last fall, and that's what you see in the teaser. And the idea was to shoot the principal photography during this summer, but obviously that plan changed. And now we are changing. The idea is to continue shooting during the pandemic, because basically our story radically changed. It was going to be a celebration of the music scene, and it's going to be debauchery and madness and craziness, and now all that stuff is gone. So we shot a little bit of that last year, and what we shot was basically a camera test in a way. I was kind of we were trying to figure out the perfect format to shoot the film that was kind of fit our kind of budget, but it also was easy to put in concerts, because I really wanted to shoot shows, not in a boring way where you put a bunch of cameras and far from the audience. I just want to be in the same fashion I do photography, be there in the middle of the pit and get slammed and destroyed, and I really want to shoot that way. So I was really looking for the perfect camera that allows me to shoot in a high resolution format or a decent format, and also be able to capture everything and good in low light and all that type of stuff. Have you
experimented at all with flying a drone inside Baby's All Right and getting some drone shots?
We did that, and we just
there's something about having played many shows with people filming. The idea of a drone sort of hovering like 4 or 5 inches right from my face, getting that good sound, because drones are notoriously quiet. Getting that good drone footage right here, that would be the taste.
It would be a beautiful shot.
What kind of camera did you end up using?
A 16mm camera, like an Bolex for some of the shots, for some of the interviews. We use a Blackmagic. We use a C300 Canon. We use a A7 Sony. So we use like 4 different cameras for that. Because every show was kind of, okay, let's try this version. no, this one is too big. So the surfboard was with one of those larger Sony cameras. I don't remember the model. And but the stuff that we shot at the Glove was with the Blackmagic, which is a smaller camera.
What's your favorite venue to shoot at?
Or go see a show at?
I really like San Vitus because
San Vitus is dope.
Yeah, I really like San Vitus. I kind of feel at home there. Yeah, but I used to look like the Glove was so freaking cool.
The Glove was cool. Bert played a bunch of shows.
The Glove.
Yeah. The Glove I think was kind of the quintessential Brooklyn venue for some time, in my opinion.
Was really the Glove the one that had the rooftop that had a huge hole in the ceiling?
Yeah, the rooftop, and I had like a small kind of garden there.
Yeah.
Like
You had to buzz in a lot of the time.
You have to buzz in, yeah.
Also, I want to go back to the drone thing.
Yeah. Of course you do.
I'm terrified of drones because there's a video of fuck me. Wait.
Is the video of you?
No. It's of Enrique Iglesias, and he's.
Oh wait, no, I've seen that. It gets him right on the face, right?
No. There's a drone
it's his hand.
Stage, and he like looks at it, and he decides to grab it, and he grabs the drone, and it slices his hand open in front of everyone, and then he like is bleeding out on the stage, and then needs to end the show to get. Or no, he didn't end the show. He just the doctors came and they wrapped him up.
That video is like 10 years old though. Like I'm sure drone technology has progressed where they have like little safety things around it.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
If it's good enough for Enrique, it's good enough for me. When I say that every morning when I wake up.
Yeah. If it's good for Enrique.
If it's good enough for
approved. Enrique approved.
But yeah, anyway, sorry. Back to the Glove.
Did you see that in a compilation of on-stage injuries that also had the guy from Nickelback getting hit in the face with a rock in Portugal?
Oh yeah, when he says, "Do you guys like?"
He says, "Are there any Nickelback fans in Portugal?" And then he gets hit right in the face with a rock.
And then he goes, "Yeah, thanks, good night." And
he's the most Canadian man. He's just like, "All right, have a good one," and leaves.
Like David Lee Roth, he just recently, no, like 5 years ago, he broke his nose in one of those like last Van Halen performances at Jimmy Kimmel.
Wait, it was really funny. Guy did?
No, David Lee Roth.
Oh my god!
Oh, shit.
R.I.P. Eddie.
Okay,
you know that guy, fucking rock.
If we're gonna build a supergroup, kind of like the one that Johnny Depp's in, we're putting Enrique in. So I think Enrique up front. Eddie VH on guitar.
Yeah.
Who's on the tenor sax in that group?
Well, Eddie Van Halen died yesterday, Jake. So that's going to be a little
difficult. My dad
was
so sad. He was like, when he went to bed, I could hear from his room. He was just blasting.
What? Does your dad sleep to Eruption?
Running with the devil. And Dad's just crying and fucking running with the devil.
I wouldn't be surprised that Byron. Yeah, if I wake up and they say it's good enough for Enrique, it's good enough for me. I feel like Byron wakes up and goes, "Running with the devil. Let's get this day fucked." Like,
no, I was just playing a guitar to Eruption. That's all that was my kind of process. Like that was.
I didn't do shit. I'm gonna go on. I don't care about Van Halen. I should, but I don't. And who cares? And rest in peace, Johnny Depp.
Have you just always sort of gone to shows? Like, what was the inspiration just to like start like filming?
This particular project or in general?
For this particular, or have you done like sort of a music documentary in the past?
Yes, I did a short documentary with Ranaldo from Sonic Youth. And and I've written for television, and I directed a television series as well. And I do a lot of music videos. So I did the last video for Daughters, for Uniform, for Metz, those type of projects. But I've been in music. Metz, the Canadian band.
They're great. Yeah, no, I love them.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And Metz hella.
I'm sorry?
Are you drinking beer, Steele? Are you doing sauce?
At 11 in the morning.
If this was beer, that'd be.
I'm still drunk from watching the Yankees game with him and his dad last night. So,
if this was beer, I'd be drinking a stout on ice.
Yeah, no,
what's
the inspiration, just to finish with the answer, the inspiration for this one was, I've been kind of into music all my life, always going to shows, love music. And for me, it was kind of, over the past 4 years, in my opinion, there was kind of a really interesting music scene happening in Brooklyn. There was a lot of really cool bands, venue shows, local bands were selling out the shows. So I felt that it was kind of an interesting story connected to what was happening in the country. And I also felt that was a very kind of inclusive scene. A lot of female-fronted bands, a lot of non-binary, gay, Black, Hispanic. So, and I felt that there was a different from other iterations of the previous scene. And I felt that all that stuff was happening parallel to the politics and rhetoric of hate and division that you get from Washington. And here in Brooklyn, there was all these kind of shows that were selling out, and they were very inclusive, and people from all sorts of walks of life in the same shows, from bands that were completely different. I feel that I was seeing the same people in a Dream Culture show to a Bambara or a Bodega, or like, I don't know, so many different bands. And to me, it was kind of and I was documenting that as a photographer just because I go to shows all the time, just for the love of music. And I felt that was an interesting story to tell. And that was kind of the inspiration for this particular project.
I do think that is interesting. I do think the glove was kind of the epicenter of a lot of what you're talking about, and that it does kind of,
at some point,
it did sort of embody both, like, in terms of the fact that they technically, their legal status was a little.
Yeah,
that used to be such a cool thing in Brooklyn, of like half the venues basically had no legal status at all. Like, I remember so many Kickstarters and things that were like, well, I guess maybe Shea Stadium was the first one.
Shea Stadium
was the first one that was like, the guys lived in that place. Like, when you would go to the bathroom, that was just there would be toothbrushes in the bathroom because that was just their house.
Aviv was the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There was that one year though that like all of them, I think, like got shut down.
Shea Stadium
like Aviv got shut down.
Yeah.
What was it? What was that one on, like? Was that Alphaville or?
It was the first version of Market Hotel, but I think it was after that big accident after the ghost ship accident.
That
was one of the reasons. Yeah, it was.
I remember. God, had you ever been to a summer show at Aviv? I remember playing there, and there'd be smoke. There'd be smoke from people's sweat. Like it was muggy. Yeah. It was. It got to the point where I felt bad having people come to shows there, because it's just, you'd walk in and get a little shower. It was a sauna. And then they had to put in sprinklers and shit, and they constantly were up against it. And so were the glove people, and a lot of the same people migrate over. And it was always very, very limited time. And now it's nice that you have that footage, because I don't know what the fuck it's going to be like, because this shit is going to be the last. It's going to be the last stuff to open back up, is going to be venues, you know?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of venues that are similar to that are reopening, because they're not going to have much funding. A lot of like the establishment places will have closed, and there's just going to be that need. So I think that there's going to be a lot more of the DIY venues again, because it's like people are just going to want to play shows and listen to shows, and there's going to be less places for that. So it's just going to be more like warehouse and house style.
Especially because I feel like with how New York City real estate's going right now, there are going to be a lot more places that like pop up just because whatever was there before went out of business and isn't coming back. So many
frequencies.
Yeah.
No, it's going to change. The whole thing is going to change radically, I think. Yeah.
Everything has to be illegal.
It's going to be illegal. Yeah.
Were you saying sort of like the pandemic is shifting the way? Because you're saying you were planning to like shoot more over the summer, but like the venues haven't really been open. Is that sort of like shifting how you're sort of planning on finishing this, or?
Yeah, it really shifted the narrative. Basically, now we are in a very dire situation. Many artists are leaving the city, and venues are going to start to close, and there's gonna be a big change. So this is gonna be an important part of the story, just because of it is a turning point of the story. So yes, it changed the whole documentary from that perspective. Even though we were able to capture a lot of things last year, but it was with the intention of do our principal photography this year. So, but I'm glad that I end up going to all those shows, even though sometimes it was without sound or just testing this. And then we did the software show. We did that one properly with 5 cameras. It was like a big deal. But we were it was kind of a testing period, which now is the main footage of the film. Thankfully, everything is 4K and all that footage is in a decent resolution. But anyhow, it was kind of I was trying to figure out what's the perfect format for this.
It will be interesting just to see how things play out. Like, it would be cool if maybe like DIY venues started opening up again. And
I think so. I think it will be really cool, and that might be a story by itself. I think so.
I've already seen some stuff happen. I think like I've seen shows indoors already that are like in like sort of empty warehouse spaces, and everyone has to wear a mask and.
That too, and it makes me nervous as fuck.
Yeah,
when I see that. Because if there's one thing about playing live music that's like, especially if you're like a high energy band, it's kind of impossible to do that without it being sort of dangerous.
Yeah, it's impossible. I think that only works for kind of, I don't know, Nick Cave doing his piano thing in his warehouse. That it's beautiful, but it's a guy, a uber charismatic guy in his piano. But if you have something that is just energy and it's just, I don't know.
I'm surprised that more like Burke and I grew up going to Jones Beach in Long Island, which is open air venue. I'm surprised that more open air venues aren't like the new thing, like whether it's Central Park or like even in like Tompkins Square Park where they have like the little thing. Like I wouldn't be surprised if those become the new like medium level bands playing there.
Band, I think some band tried to do, or I heard, I don't know what band tried to do a show in Tompkins Square and got like just shut down immediately.
Well, yeah, I mean that's going to be the thing for a while until they figure it out. Like,
I think this is going to be like, I think we're not going to see shows like we used to, like until the next year. Like I would say, end of next fall or something like that. There's no way around it.
It's going to be the last thing that comes
unless
back.
It's illegal and there's a bunch of kids that decide to do something in I don't know, someone's basement or whatever, and that'll be cool.
But it is really scary just about the venue. Just like, wasn't it like I saw that Babies they held like something that like saying that they might not open. I mean, they probably will.
Oh, we're gonna lose a lot. I don't think Babies doesn't. Babies is so famous and has enough like. No, they're gonna be fine.
But for example, a venue like Alphaville, I think there'll be more trouble because it doesn't have the clout of Sunviders or Babies that they can raise money.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I love Alpha is one of my favorite venues.
Babies All Right was actually they worked on an initiative with the city called the Save Our Stage Act, I guess, and that was basically like economic protections for music venues.
Yeah,
and you did a thing for Babies, right? Like a live.
They're doing like live stream, but they made a deal, and like Chuck Schumer came to the press conference and endorsed it, and it's like a very real thing. Like, so they're protected. There's other venues that are protected, but that being said, there's still going to be a lot that struggle when they come back.
Chuck Schumer went?
Yeah.
Former Governor Chuck Schumer?
Chuck Schumer was there. I'll show you the picture.
He was also at House of Yes.
Chuck Schumer went to House of Yes?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Chuck Schumer doing any of that?
He was at House of Yes a lot of nights, I heard. It wasn't just the one ribbon cutting. You know, you could find Chuck there most nights, apparently.
The Schooms is hanging outside House of Yes, maybe on a little too much Molly at 4 a.m. pretty much every night.
Yeah.
I gotta say, after living by House of Yes, the like rave kids at 4 a.m. on a Tuesday, those are the ones.
Yeah.
I want to see like a buddy cop movie with Schumer and Pataki where they just go around solving crimes and raving.
Yo, that's awesome that you have that last 4 years documented, because I think the one thing that is for sure is it's not going to be shows aren't going to be like whatever that was maybe ever again. I mean, you have kind of a perfect sort of bookmark on that time period of like Trump gets elected and then Corona stopped it. Whatever comes later is going to be completely different.
Well, even
so I'd love
and to that point, I was discussing that the other day, that actually I'm not even interested in going to the next iteration of the scene. Something is going to happen in 5 years, and that's going to be a new generation of bands or something. But this film just covers this moment in time, and this might be I hope not, but this might be the tragic ending of that moment that, I don't know, it was normal for me just to go to shows and everything, but now I cherish that so much, Now I regret every single show I didn't go because I was tired or whatever, and that was kind of that was the moment. Those 3-4 years were kind of that.
I mean, it's a bizarre feeling, either like being someone who went to a lot of shows or someone like us that played a lot of shows. Like once it's gone, it's a really like empty feeling of like, we played, the last show we played was like February, something like that, and it's really weird.
Where was your last show?
Last show, the one where I had the gout. I'm trying to think.
No, I think that was like, I think it was December
or something. Yeah.
At Broadway or something.
Yeah,
at Broadway. Yeah.
But it's weird that like, I look back at pictures of stuff like that now, and I'm just like, oh shit! Like we had absolutely no idea that was going to be one of the last.
Those shows were selling out, many of them, and they're usually very crowded, and that to me that was kind of the main thing that was important to me, one of the reasons to tell this story, because I felt there was like a very big reaction from the audience, which usually you don't see with local bands. I don't know, like New York, we're so jaded with so many shows, so many options. So.
I'm glad we got to at the Glove, because it's sort of a weird full circle of Shea Stadium, given that I remember our buddy Mark Fletcher lived there. And the last show we saw at the Glove, and probably whatever, was his, like, after his funeral, his family had a show there, and it was just totally packed out.
One of the coolest shows I've ever, because he worked with a lot of bands, he played in a lot of bands, so every single band he was ever in or worked with did like a song or two.
That was
like
heady.
the most, in terms of like real shows, like that was insane. People like crying, but also having, that was nuts. That was crazy. The last Glove show ever I saw.
Super unique scene for sure.
Yeah.
So we got Van Halen on guitar. We got, wait, who did I say was the lead singer? Fuck. I want to finish this super group. This is going to bookend this conversation.
Enrique.
Well, just
Enrique. Enrique, I think, is a really good.
We have a drone on drums.
You can't get Joe Perry, no Alice Cooper, because they're already in Hollywood Vampires with a Y.
So it's a conflict. It's conflict. They can't be in two big groups.
They can't be in two big groups.
Two of the biggest bands.
Oh, this guy who's a douche. What's his name? The Ted Nugent.
Oh, Ted Nugent's a good call. Get the Nuge in there, and also maybe method actor Jared Leto. Get Jared Leto in there somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just doing makeup for the whole group. Makeup artist, method actor Jared Leto.
But what's his band?
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
30 Seconds to Mars. Yeah.
Honestly, we could probably get Depp.
We know he shreds because he's in 30 Seconds to Mars.
We could probably get Johnny. I mean, Johnny, we could probably get him to double Depp, if you will, and be in our band too. He needs the money.
The band's called the Double Deppers.
Can you imagine the Nuge and Depp back to back, dude? Fucking playing Panama.
I just want, how that awesome feeling when you see like a band of all famous guys, and there's like 8 guitar players, and they're all playing just like open chords. Some are on acoustic, some are on just like a big olive. I
like
just want
every
Rock and Roll
I
Hall of
want
Fame.
a sea of guys playing just open E. Yeah.
Like
We
the
should
Rock and
probably
Roll
get
Hall of Fame every year.
because
Yeah,
they
those
always
are
have
cool.
Eric Clapton's wife. We should get in there somewhere. Because you know, like at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they always have like the wife of the person, or you know, the partner, just like one random woman that's playing an open E.
I have the perfect one, Yoko Ono. We will be there singing.
Dude, I don't know if Yoko Ono can play an open E, to be honest.
No, she'll just howl and eat.
And yeah, she'll be singing. That will be great.
I want to get the Ted Nugent and Ted Nugent's wife up there, and maybe his son or daughter. Just make it a family affair.
And then you put George Harrison's son in there because he always randomly appears.
Oh yeah. You gotta get what's his? I wanted to say Patty Harrison, but that's his wife. Or
yeah, that's
He's in that classic Prince Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where Prince just shreds and then plays his guitar.
let's get Prince's kids, if he has any, on keys just to spice it up.
And definitely the bassist from Metallica, just to have him do the spiral on the stage, dude.
Trujillo.
Just real low.
Trujillo. That guy's a beast.
This is good so far.
No drum.
No drum.
Drum machine, yeah, just a
8 guitars and 1 bass. And 1 singer.
When you have that many acoustic guitars on stage, dude, you got all the rhythm you need.
Yeah,
you don't need,
I think we need more acoustic guitars, to be honest. There's nothing quite like the sound of 8 acoustic guitars all playing through amps where it's just that sort of shitty acoustic sound. I love that.
You mean the Dave Matthews?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we should get Dave on the drums.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews on the kit. 2 kits,
Collins,
though.
Yeah.
Do a Grateful Dead style thing where you have 2 drummers.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Matthews and
Dave Grohl.
the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Someone from the Grateful Dead or something like that.
And we record all the audio via drones.
John
You're obsessed with the drum.
Yeah, we put some mics on the drums.
Let's get
Jerry
Santana.
Jerry Garcia's love child, Tulip Garcia.
Tulip Garcia's on stage just painting the scene. That's all. That's all Tulip does.
She's dancing, dude.
Have you seen what like Dave Chappelle's summer camp thing?
Block party?
No,
What?
Over Corona, he's been inviting people to like his farm in Ohio or whatever.
Oh yeah, he did that stand up there.
Yeah.
Like different comedians. That would be so sick if someone did that for music. Like just had like a farm.
I'm pretty sure that's what like Big Pink was in the 60s, but yeah, no, you could. I just want Dave Chappelle doing stand up during the song for a supergroup, Double Deppers.
But that little festival could work in the Catskills or something like that. That would be fun.
Dep Leppard. That could be the name of the band.
Oh, that's so good, Steele. Well, then we need a one-armed drummer for Dep Leppard.
Dep Purple?
How Depp is your love? And it's a Bee Gees cover.
Do you have I guess, do you have a timeline with the film or?
No, we do actually. We ideally we want to finish like in a year or so, because we want to capture what's happening right now. We thankfully got funded through Kickstarter to continue the production, and that will help us kind of continue shooting during the pandemic in the next 6 months. And we have 2 options to finish the film. Hopefully, we will finish with when things come back to life. But if not, we will tell the story with the tools that we have right now. I was documenting the scene as a photographer for like 5 years, and I think I shot a gazillion shows, and not only me, there's many other artists that were active in the scene. So there are ways to tell the story that is not only in the ideal way, which was having those shows, but the most important part is telling the story of the artist and what's happening right now with them, and how this thing is going to change their lives, and because that's a big difference. If you're like a filmmaker or a designer or whatever, you can work from home and figure out other ways. But if you're a touring musician, this is it. There's no Zoom concerts or things like that. Even if there's kind of this there are these new platforms trying to do that, but I don't think it's the same. It could be cool if you want to see one of those shows every now and then, or for example, Idols, where they did the Abbey Road thing. It's an event, you know what I mean? But I don't see this becoming kind of the new normal or the new way of consuming live music. I think the energy of music can only be consumed by being there at the moment. And yeah, that's, even though the sound's not perfect, but it's yeah, the important part of music is to be there. So hopefully we'll end when things go back to normal. But long story short, yeah, the idea is to continue the project for the next year, and hopefully we'll release this in 2022.
Nice.
Is this Zoom check gonna be in your movie?
Yes, it's gonna be the introduction. Yeah, the title sequence.
Finally, I want to get on that IMDb. Hungover guy #1.
I just want to get a cease and desist from Hollywood vampires, dude.
Dude, you're using a lot of copyrighted images over there.
Yeah, I don't think.
It's not.
And
fun.
Joe Perry is part of the band.
Yeah, big time.
It looks like I'm in the middle, baby. I'm in Hollywood vampires. Look, Ma.
Is Kiedis in that band? I feel like that's a Kiedis.
He will be soon.
He will
Whoa,
be.
wait, guys, am I Joe Perry?
Oh, why did you do that, dude? What is that?
Julia was dyeing hair and she asked me for a streak, so I was like, sure, whatever.
What?
No,
you look like Joseph
still.
Perry, dude.
Are you Joseph?
You look like Fred Sperry, shoe guy.
Fred Sperry, yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, so I'm Joe Perry. Lucas is J Depp. Burke is
That is a lot of deep V's.
Oh, those are the deepest V's. Look at how deep those V's are.
There you go. Yeah, that's a V.
That's a perfect ending.
All right, boys.
No, thank you guys for having
man.
me.
Can't wait to see it.
No, thank you.
I can't wait to see myself in your movie.
Yeah, absolutely. We are gonna get that IMDb credit.
Yeah,
Best of luck finishing everything up.
Thank you. And thank you guys for having me. It was really fun.
Time.
Great seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, rock and roll.
All right.
Suck a butt. Bye, guys.
Bye.